All right. So basically, you guys, the name of this is basically, yeah, they say hello first. Oh yeah, we're gonna
Hi,
keep it
I'm
a little.
Bosslife, y'all. I don't know if y'all been to my live or if this is your first time seeing me, but Empress spoken about me. I was with TKO and I went to his home, and I have a lot to share, a lot of things to say, a lot of information that has affected me in different ways. So yes, hello.
Mm. All right. So, boss off. Thank you for allowing us to allow you to tell your story, and thank you for using my platform. And for everybody, I'm ghost hosting today because of my hair, but I'm here. Okay. Now, boss life. First off, can you please tell us, my love? Number one, just give us a little information on how you and your relationship with your mom first. Just give us a little of that.
So me and my mom's relationship is pretty straightforward. My mom has always been there for me. She has always taken care of me. As a young girl, I grew into the Capricorn stage pretty fast, where I started to learn how to take care of myself and do things for myself, such as I was always outside, cheerleading, school. I always went to after school programs because my mom um, was a work she works, so I always went to after school programs. But and then I started working at a very young age, getting my own money and stuff like that. And I was always a little bit snappy, so sometimes me and my mom got into arguments and fights, but she always took care of me. She always did what she could for me. And at a young age I decided to leave my mom's house and become a dancer under somebody else's rule, and I never went back home. And now but like over it's been a year and stuff that me and my mom have been working on our relationship, and me realizing that what I did was wrong, and moms are moms and stuff of that matter.
Good. All right. So this person. So how did this person introduce you to dancing?
So actually, Instagram. I took my friend had known him, and I met him through Instagram. He's around my age, so yeah, we met.
See? And so you never knew nothing about dancing. Someone introduced you to it.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
I
So
knew. I saw pictures on Instagram um about it, and I liked it. I was always out there in my own self, and I've done some stuff as as a young girl. I was never like crazy, and my mom never allowed me to go to parties as a kid. I was never the type of girl that was allowed outside. I just did cheerleading and stuff like that. I had friends and stuff, but I never went to a party until I was like 17 years old. Like I never been around alcohol without it being my family. I just was a pretty girl, always pretty in school and stuff. I got good grades and all that, but I've been I've been through a little bit. So then one time when I saw, dancing on IG, um liked it. I saw a girl, she was like upside down on the pole, she might still be out there like a crazy girl, and I was like, oh my god, so cool. So once that I heard the people like, oh, you want like dancers, blah blah, I was like, oh my god, definitely want to be a stripper, definitely love money. I got three jobs at the moment. Let's go.
so you got into that world.
Yeah.
Was it rough for you? Like did you see witness a lot of bad things when you were out there dancing?
um yeah, yeah, there
You
was like
did?
definitely a lot of bad things. um it was crazy, but I'm protected.
You were protected. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So how many years did you dance and we can move on?
5.
Okay, fine. All right. And over that course of 5 years, how much money do you think you made?
Uh, okay. I don't know. A
Well, how
lot
about
of
this?
money.
How
I
long do
I
you
want to
think?
say I'm a millionaire, but I don't want to. I want to say I'm a millionaire, but you know how the
You
men are. They're always
the
gonna knock
money
you
come
down.
fast. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how about this? How long would you think it would take you to make 20 grand when you're dancing? How many nights?
When I first started, I would say 20 grand could take me about a month and a half, but now I
Okay.
can say 20 grand will take maybe this. No, no, no. Damn, I'm confused. Okay, now, so okay, so when I first started, I would say like 20, like my first 6 months, 20 grand would take me like a month and a half. And then I could say now, if I really, really wanted the 20 grand, I'm making it in 25 days,
Oh, it takes you
30 days.
about a month.
Yeah.
That's
If I
pretty good.
really wanted it, because now I'm not like that. Like now I'm so calm and like I don't really have the crazy energy in me anymore. I'm not like, I don't tempt the men anymore, like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, like stuff like that. I literally just go up to them like, oh, can I have a dance? And if they don't want to dance, I walk away from them. There's no more talking than like, I'm just gonna give you this dance. Like I never take my clothes off. Like you're not even gonna see me get on the floor to on the stage type of thing. So I would say, but in the middle of my dancing career, like those years where I was crazy, where I was drinking alcohol, 20 bands, 15 days. I
Woo.
was I was at 1,000 a night, 1,500 a night. It was very simple at one point, but it wasn't that simple. But now it's like I'm more head clear. If I was to do it, I'm gonna make my money, but just in a more respectful but slower manner.
Okay, good. So in your own right, you were your own boss.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna move forward from that, and we're gonna jump right into when you first encountered TKO. When did you first hear about him? Who sent the first text message? How did you first find out about him?
I found him on okay. So this time I found him on Bigo. So I already kind of I knew I had the ends on him a little bit because he had hit me up already on Instagram back in the day, but I was already with my ex. Excuse me. I was already with my ex, so I never hit him back. But then I was like, ooh, he's a fly. He's in the game. Like, we can level up together. And that's when I hit him up on Bigo.
Okay, so
Yes, because Armand, I only got that because he was dating a dancer. So I thought that TKO knew, liked dancers or strippers or liked you're muted. I thought he liked that type of money because that, but I didn't know that he wasn't really interested. She can't hear us either.
can y'all hear me now? Yay, I'm back. Okay, everybody, okay. Oh boy, boy, this is hard out here for a pimp. Shoot.
What the fuck? Shit. What I
All right, boss life, where you at, babe? Okay, and really quick, boss life. Thank you for coming back. Can you tell us a little bit about your father?
My father is a dad. He's in jail. He's been in jail for a lot of the time in my life, and we don't have a relationship.
Okay. All right, you guys. All right. Okay, so and tell us a little bit about your ex.
My ex is a little piece of crap. He is very, very ignorant, very rude. Um he definitely did his best to take care of me. Um but we had like a lot of issues and problems. Um and a lot of the things he did for me was no the money syndrome. I had let that go. So him and I's relationship was no longer interesting to me. So that was our relationship. It was just a little bit on the devilish side.
Okay. Now, do you feel as though he controlled a lot of your money?
Did he control yeah, he controlled my a lot of my money, which I wasn't bothered by. I sometimes it would bother me, like if I'm thinking like I'm making a lot of money and like I want something, or like something is coming about and he's like, oh well, like what do you think this is, like you don't got no money like that or something, and I'm just like, what are you talking about, like you should be saving this money, like what are you doing, type of thing. So
Okay.
that's when we would get into fights and arguments.
Okay. So you
We're used to it. That's why when it came to TKO, I was very interested in him because I do like the way that he is very attentive to his women and attracted to his women. That's what brought me to him. And I was like, oh, this is an honorable man. Kind of the loving character he has. So when he flipped it the other way, um I was like, I don't need to give a man my money in this moment. I already know how to not give a man my money. I only did this because you needed a place to stay, and I was like, okay, like let's build with each other. I'm already getting off the dancing side, and you say you want to be good in your life.
all right.
So I
All right. So
I
we'll get
was
to that.
used to it,
Okay.
but I had already left it.
Right. All right. So we'll get to that. All right. So, how did you ultimately leave this other guy, the first guy?
So he like so he choked, like I was in the car one day and he choked me, and I was just like, okay, it's over, type of thing, and we never talked to each other again.
Okay. That's simple. All right. So let me just be clear, you guys. When she says TKO is honorable, what I think she's trying to say is when she saw him on Bigo, she saw a man that, from her perception, takes care of his girl, takes care of his ladies, takes care of his household. He's gonna treat me like a. I think he drew a picture for her, and she was like, "Ding! Oh my god!" But what we're gonna find out while we continue
And
to have a. Go ahead.
also, like, I just want to put this out there. I mean, I know it's like much, but this is like an open space. So um I stopped drinking alcohol in the dance clubs 2 years ago. I want to call it sober, because it is sober. Alcohol is definitely an abusive substance. So I stopped drinking alcohol, and I was just getting back into it, like, oh, I just left this toxic relationship that I've been in for years and years, like I need to have some fun, you know what I mean? And at that moment he was in a fun space. He was always out, he was turning up, he was having fun. I said, oh, there's a few girls in the house, this is a good sisterhood, I don't really have friends like that, like, I don't go out. So it was a better place for me, and that was just like more so what I was seeing in him. That's
All
like
right.
one more asset.
Okay. So you were leaving a stressful relationship. When you came on Bigo, you saw lights, camera, and action.
I was on.
You was on one. Okay. And you
Yeah.
saw a sisterhood. Okay. So you send him a message, and then what happens? You send the message, and what happens?
Well, I didn't send him. I think I sent him Did I send him a message? I might have sent him a message on Bigo like a year or two ago. I don't know if I sent him a message this time. I think I might have just went in his room and was like, "What's up?" And yeah.
Now, did anyone ever message you on IG or anything like that? Any IG interaction?
Uh, well, we yeah, he had wrote on my pictures on IG, but this was years ago, and I maybe messaged
Okay.
me. I'm not sure, 'cause
All right. So let's talk
this was
about
years
that.
ago though. But I
So
never he never
years ago, okay. So years ago, you're saying that he wrote under your pictures.
yes.
Okay. So I want to know, when is the first time you knew of him? When he wrote on your pictures years ago, or when you came to Bigo? When is the first time that you knew of this man?
I first knew of him from my ex. My ex had showed me Armani and TKO.
Gotcha. Okay, so your ex
Yeah.
showed you a money and TKO on IG. Okay, so your ex showed you them on IG, right? All
Yeah.
right. So how many years ago do you think that was?
That was about like that was like 3 years ago or three and a
3
half
years
years
ago.
ago.
All right. So once the ex showed you him, did TKO send you a message on IG first, or did you find TKO on Bigo first?
Um, the TKO messaged me on Bigo, or did I find TKO on Bigo? So this time I had already followed TKO. I already had known TKO was coming around. So me and my ex were already falling off, like low key. Like we weren't talking, like we weren't sleeping together. Like he stopped sleeping at my house because I have stuff like that. So I think I started like going into TKO's live on the low, or
All
like
right.
listening to what was going on.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the thing is, I never I he never TKO never hit me up this time. Like I didn't once he commented on my pictures, I never like went through with it. Like, oh, like let me go hit this
Okay.
guy up just because he sent a heart under my picture. Like it
Okay.
was
So when
just
you
it was just a comment to me. Like I never just went to it. You know what I mean? Like I never fell through with it. It was TKO Capone. I might have, but I was in a relationship. You know what I mean? It was still like TKO Capone really hit me up. Like I know this nigga is on, like he just represents his female well. That's all I looked at it as, and my ex never represented me well. So that's why I was just like, oh, he's cool. And if I wasn't with my ex at the time, I probably would have went to talk to him. But I only
okay.
talked to him. See, it's hard. I only talked to him through Bigo.
Right. So what you're saying is he sent some hearts under your pictures some time ago on IG. You left it alone. You saw it. You left it alone. And then maybe 2 years later, you found him on Bigo.
Yes, I found him this year, in April or March.
Okay. So now you're on Bigo, and now you guys are, so we'll jump right into it. You're talking now. You're having a conversation, right?
Mm.
All right. So
Yeah, I got in
tell
his
us.
box. I had gotten in his box.
Okay. So you got in his box, and so you meet him for the first time. What was your first conversation with him like once you had your first phone call?
Um, our first phone call was really, I don't know. Oh, it was cool, pretty much. Like, I don't know. It was like it was just me like talking to him, like let's get this money, like we're on, like it is like we're on. It was just like okay. But then he was like, "Oh, I think I'm going to do poly auditions because I don't think that I don't think his the people he were with knew me. Like they don't know me. So I think he wanted to introduce me in a better manner to the ladies he was with."
Okay. All right. So as you kept talking, when did you know he either wanted money from you or that you might be moving in the house with him? Like, take us through that conversation. Thank you guys for the gifts. And hold on before you stop. Hold on. So everyone, please give Boss Life. Let's go ahead and get Boss Life up. Let's gift. A lot of people are in here. I don't really want to
Thank
be one of those
you.
hosts that start kicking everybody out, but it's her story. I'm gonna make sure she tells it properly. We're gonna take our time, you know. So let's gift her. Let's get her where she needs to be, and let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay, y'all be nice. She gonna tell her full story today, ladies. So it's been a long time coming. Are you comfortable, Boss Life?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm fine. I don't mind like saying what I have to say. I just want everybody to know like I'm saying the honest truth. Nothing I'm saying is weird or fake, just trying to listen. I'm a little bit Spanglish, so I talk with like my tongue is like a lisp a little bit, so don't get confused.
Okay. And she's here to tell her story, y'all. So let's go. Did that gift count? Why didn't that
Thank you
gift
guys for
count?
the gifts. Thank you for the gifts, y'all. Y'all can check my Cash App on my page if you need it, because I like cash, cash, cash.
Oh, I know why it didn't count. It did count now.
So the first time a TKO ever asked me for money, it wasn't during the poly auditions. During the poly auditions, I wasn't dancing. I had left the club. Once my ex left me, I was free, y'all. I was like, I'm not doing this no more. I'll go to the club when I need to make a little bit of money for my rent here and there. Do, like I was just chilling back. And then he was just kind of like, well, like I'm in this situation, like, I don't really have no bread for the house like I need to get into. So like what can you do? And I was just like, oh, I can help you out.
Okay,
And
so
that was
on
the
one of
tea.
your conversations, he's telling you he doesn't have any money. He needs some bread to get a new house. This is TKO.
Yeah, that's when Armani and Korea weren't really enjoying him or stopped messing with him during the poly audition time. And he was like pretty much like, I'm getting evicted. Like I don't have nowhere to go. And I was going through my situation, and I was like, okay, well, I need to get to a place to live, like, so let's do it together. I'll get some money. And that's what I had did.
Okay.
It took
So
a
when
while though. This is the problem. It turned into so much money because it took a while for TKO to be able to get his things together to get the house. Because I didn't put my name on the house in Vegas. Like I'm not in Vegas, so the only way I was looking for houses and apartments during the time for us, but I couldn't do it because I would have to go to Vegas, or people wanted me to send my money through Cash App, like, and it just wasn't matching up. So he was able to do it on his end because he was in Vegas. So it took a few months. So that's why the money ended up to be more, because I was just going to work every day. I was just like, whatever, I'll have money. So that was it.
okay, so Boss Life. So when he first asked you for the money, you were comfortable with him asking you, number one, right? You
Like
didn't
when he
see
first asked me for the money.
right, because he's saying he broke. Because remember, when you first started seeing him, it was glitz and glamour. He living the good life. But now on the phone, he's telling you he's broke. What did you think?
So I just thought of it like, because he really told me that he gave the money to Armani, but she didn't pay the rent because he got an eviction. They got an eviction rent for at least 2 months. So he was telling me that he was giving her the money from, and I believed it because he's making the money on Bigo. He's making the money on Bigo, so I'm believing it. Like, oh, so where'd the money go? Like, he's like, oh, I gave her the money to pay the bills. This is under her name, so she has to pay the
All right.
bills.
So let me tell y'all something. Everybody that say dumb, you gotta go. Out none of that stuff in here. So let me tell y'all something. Especially for the little weirdos that don't hang around my room that much. You're gonna have to troll in another room. Anybody that's doing the dumb stuff, send their ass on the slow bus. Bye bye. No, y'all better figure out a way how to troll properly. You better not.
Yeah.
You want the
So
fucking
like I'm
conversation, but y'all want to troll her and put her down. You ain't gonna get the conversation if you weird in the comments.
yeah, so pretty much he was just like said that, and I was just like, yeah, I need to get an apartment too. So, what's up? Like, let's do it. And that was it.
Okay,
I
and
got my
also for my
money.
admins, let people have an opinion. If their opinion is not so disgustingly cutthroat, let them have an opinion. Not too much muting, not too much kicking. But if they saying bullshit, they gotta go. Disrespectful, got to go. Okay, so you're telling me, so
So
and of
I
course,
yeah, so then my next question is like, and she's also a dancer, so like how wouldn't you guys have money? And so that's when it's like, oh, she don't make no money at work. So at this point, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, well, maybe she did take the money and maybe she's giving it to somebody else or something because she was with the other guy. This is when she had left him. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if he was taking the money or she was taking the money or it was just like the rent got paid because you got to understand, nobody cared. They both left the house. He was the only one sitting in the house. Nobody cared about the apartment anyway.
so you're telling
Nobody
me
cared.
she's a dancer making money, he's a Bigo broadcaster and a Bigo agent making money, and they just weren't paying the bills.
And he got stuck in the house. Armani left. Armani was messing with the guy and he got stuck in the house. Remember? So he was the one that was seeing the eviction papers come in the mail. He was there and she was not. So when I talked to him, he said she didn't pay. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
So this is so listen to this then. You're talking to a man that when you look at him, all you see him doing is balling till he fall. He balling. Clothes, jewelry, hair, music, cars, lights, camera, action. But as soon as he get on the phone with you, he started making you feel as though, man, I got this girl on my side, gang, gang, already. Our money, man, I'm giving her the money already. Jerk with your tea time, and she taking the goddamn money, man, and yeah, and
No,
spending the
he
money
don't
on
talk
shit.
like that.
I'm just
He
saying, because I'm just trying to, because I'm really pissed off because what's happening here, Boss Life, is from the first conversations, he's already drawn a picture in your head that our money ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? So now, before you even get in the house, you thinking of money, spending the money.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh well, I kind of felt bad. Like, why are you in a you're in a just that's bad. Like the both girls left you, and one you've been with forever. Like, so I was like, all right, well, we both need a place, so I'll help you out. And then when I got there, I had told him, to get back with Arvani, and he hit her up on IG. So
Okay. All right. All right. So now he asked you for your money. And remember, you just told us you weren't dancing at the time, right? So whose idea was it for you to start back dancing?
well, I would only go sometimes. Remember, I would come late to the poly audition sometimes. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
late because I was trying to make money. Pretty much, he kind of was like, "Well, you can't be lazy." Like, which I'm not mad at him because at the time I was really being lazy. I was really kind of like in a scared place to go back to the club because I'm like, I don't want to, go back to the club and it's like, I'm just back in the same place doing the same thing that I know is not really good. And I was just like, okay, fine, because I know I needed the money anyway, and I was still in my own place, my own apartment. So I went back, but he just kind of like helped me get out of that funk.
But he helped you get out of that funk and then helped you back in the strip
In
club.
the funk, yes.
In the
But
funk,
yeah, so
okay. And so now while you're out of your funk in the strip club, you're making this money, and where's all this money going?
So now I'm make hold on. So now I'm making this money, and all this money is going to me. I paid some of my bills. Um and yeah, that was it. I had to go to court. I owed about $5,000 in rent that I had to end up paying, because I was also getting in trouble for my ex had left me like at the end of the month, and he takes all my money, so he didn't pay the rent, and then it was coming to the next month, so I didn't pay the rent, so I had to go to the court and take care of
So,
that. And then
okay.
when I was
So
leaving,
how
I
much?
had money.
Okay. How much money? I'm sorry to cut you off. Were you done talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How
wait.
much money?
So
Go ahead.
so during the time I was working and I was going to the club, P&D had came. Um And so wait, hold on. Oh, no. So I had made the money, right? I had made money and I went to Vegas. This is the first time when I went to Vegas, when everybody was thinking I was signing a lease, but I was really signing the Little Darlings paper. So this is when everybody think I was signing a lease, but I wasn't. So
What?
I went to Vegas
What's a
the first
little?
time, and then I came back home because he didn't have an apartment. He was still in Armani's house. So I came back home. So this is when TKO got to meet me. And I came back home, and while I was in Vegas, I told him, I said, no, I like the poly thing, because Korean and Armani left me, and I'm like, this is the second time I try to get into poly and the girl leaves. This happened with my other ex. So I was like, no, I really want to do poly. Like, I really do feel like Armani's good people. Like, I want to be with her. And so he hit her up. He was like, oh, you really want to do poly with Armani? And I was like, yeah. And he went and hit her up. And they ended up getting, I went back to Boston, and once I went back to Boston, they got back together. So he already met me, and now he's back with her. So I never met her because she wasn't around. I told her to get back with him. I told him to get back with her, and he hit her up, sent her a nice paragraph. So then I went back to Boston, and now while I'm in Boston, she's with him. They're rebuilding their relationship, and I'm in Boston making money because he was still in her house, and I can't stay in her house. That's her house. She wouldn't respect that. So I was still in Boston doing me, clearing out my apartment and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So let me go back just a little bit first. How much money did your ex take from you when he left?
Um, so I don't know, because I just gave me and my ex would I would just give my ex the money every day. So I don't know. I don't know if my ex has over $1 million stashed up and he's just waiting to become rich. I don't know this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, who really knows? Because all I know is that the one time that I did this dancing thing by myself, I made $30,000 within 4 months.
So
So
the one
I don't
time you
know
do
how
it
these.
by yourself, you made 30 in 4 months. So what you're saying is you made so much money, you were giving your ex so much money. You don't know how much you gave him over the course of 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. Explain to us, what is Little Darlings?
It's one of the clubs in Vegas.
Okay. Okay. So also now, so you're dancing. When did P and D? So you met P and D on Bigo.
Yeah, during the poly auditions, me and P&D met, and I ended up, which I probably should never did, but I'm pretty sure that I went into her live one day, and I was like, "Oh, you're cool," like.
Okay. And so when she came out to Boston to hang out, so okay, so let me get this straight. So when you first went to Vegas, what was that conversation like? What conversation were you having with TKO to where you knew that you needed to come to Vegas and sign up for Little Darlings?
The conversation was more like, how am I going to continue my lifestyle here in Vegas?
Okay,
Yeah. Or
So my
how am I gonna do, no, it was more so like, how am I gonna continue my lifestyle in Vegas, but how am I gonna have a job here in Vegas so that I don't have to continue to go back to Boston, or when my lease is over in a few weeks, I don't have to be hotel to hotel without someone helping me, because more so like TKO would just be like a driver. Like, he would just be the type of person who would be there, like kind of like by my side, so I didn't have to like be alone.
but my question is, when he told you you can't be lazy, what do you think that mean? When he tells you on the phone, well, you can't be lazy, what do you think that meant?
Wait,